Video number 11. We frequently penance much for those we value, showing them the amount we give it a second thought, yet some of the time they dishearten us by taking advantage of our generosity for their own benefit. They could appear to be cordial when they need something, yet whenever they've gotten what they needed they disappear like a bird in flight. So how might we recover control of such circumstances? Today we dig into 9 pivotal parts of cooperation among people, drawing motivation from the unemotional way of thinking that has endured everyday hardship. By staying away from these 9 activities we can quickly see good changes in our connections, enabling ourselves simultaneously. So assuming you are encountering troubles in your relationship, sit down, open your psyches, and we should set out on this edifying excursion together. Yet before we start in, try to hit that buy-in button and turn on notices so you never pass up our impending investigations. Presently, how about we make a plunge? Number 1. Don't reshape your life to fit others. Envision attempting to construct a riddle with sorts that don't fit out, creating dissatisfaction and turmoil every step of the way. That is what it seems like when you attempt to adjust to others' assumptions. It's like Seneca said, wherever implies no place. Attempting to do a lot immediately leaves you feeling lost and uncertain of where you're going, as opposed to attempting to mix in like a chameleon. Now is the right time to stand apart like a sparkling star in the night sky. Be glad for what your identity is and the things that make you different. Don't allow others to direct the way in which you ought to carry on with your life. Now is the ideal time to assume command and walk your own way. Recollect, your life is your own story to compose, not another person's. So allow your real nature to sparkle and paint the world with your legitimacy and reason. Number 2. Don't demolish your life by being excessively fixated on somebody. Don't allow your life to spin exclusively around others like a satellite trapped in circle. When you center a lot around another person, it's not difficult to fail to focus on your own fantasy and what makes you exceptional, as opposed to sustaining your own objectives and yearnings. You end up continually taking special care of their necessities and wants, disregarding your own hunger for satisfaction. As the savvy Marcus Aurelius once said, no place might a man at any point find a calmer or more untroubled retreat than in his own spirit. And you become too caught in another person's reality, it disturbs your equilibrium, creating you into the shaded areas and stripping away your feeling of worth. Break liberated from their hold and quit being a simple satellite to their planet. Your life is definitely not a supporting demonstration in another person's story. You're the lead job, the star of your own process. Generally recall that, and never let anybody faint your splendor. Number 3. Let nothing hurt your psychological well-being or joy. Focus on another person's joy over your own psychological prosperity resembles offering your electric lamp in obscurity, leaving yourself staggering and lost. When you disregard your own well-being to take special care of another person's requirements, you're basically giving up control of your own joy. As opposed to finding satisfaction, you end up in a pattern of attempting to satisfy them, while your own soul's fall. It's urgent to make a stride back and recover responsibility for life. Your psychological wellness and joy are priceless resources that ought not be compromised or exchanged away. Instead of assuming a supporting part in another person's story, hold on to the spotlight and become the hero of your own story. Safeguard your inward harmony and delight with unflinching assurance. Reinforce your versatility and decline to allow anybody to take your joy. Your brain has a place with you alone, and you have the influence to shape your own predetermination. Number 4. Don't drive companions or family away for another person. Don't stay away from your loved ones since you're truly into another person. It's similar to removing branches from the tree that is holding you up. Every companion and relative resembles a branch that has forever been there to help you in the event that you begin driving them away. It's not just about losing companions, you're additionally debilitating the emotionally supportive network that has been there for you. Plato once said, individuals resemble soil. They can either feed you and assist you with developing personally, or they can hinder your development and make you shrink and bite the dust. When you seclude yourself from your friends and family just to look for endorsement from another person, you're picking an extreme street. Step up and revive those critical connections. Support your emotionally supportive network. Your loved ones structure an indispensable organization, filling in as your bedrock and wellspring of solidarity. Embrace the unfaltering colleagues who have remained by you through various challenges. Number 5. Don't concentrate profoundly on them. Don't empty all your valuable time into another person's unlimited well of need. It resembles throwing your most important resource into a dim chasm. Every second you gave unreasonably to them is a snapshot of your life getting ceaselessly perpetually. Time is your most prominent fortune, not a negotiating concession in another person's vast requests, as Senna shrewdly noticed. It isn't so much that we make some short memories to reside, yet that we squander a ton of it by giving all your time over to another person. You're relinquishing the most dynamic snapshots of your reality. Instance, recover your time. It has a place with you alone, not to any other person. Don't permit them to eclipse. As long as you can remember, look for balance, contribute your time mindfully, treasure it, and designate it to attempts that touch off your enthusiasm, encourage development, and bring you satisfaction. Recall you use authority throughout your own time. Don't waste it on somebody who may not esteem its importance. Number 6. Don't uncover all that about your past, particularly the difficult stretches. Uncovering your whole past to somebody resembles unfurling each secret viewpoint and challenge you've experienced. Your past, particularly the troublesome perspectives, is profoundly private. The story of your own process assisted you with exploring through difficult stretches. It's not something worth talking about to unveil for others to enjoy or condemn. Talking about the entirety of your past mysteries implies you're returning to old difficulties. Currently you're helpless against possible damage or double dealing. Maintain your mysteries safely held inside yourself. Not every person merits admittance to them. Just reveal what is fundamental while shielding the center components of your account. This braces you and guarantees your security. Don't surrender your protections to another person. Practice alert in picking whom to trust in your biography has a place only with you. It's for nobody else to nonchalantly delight in. Number 7. Disagree essentially to fulfill them. When you consent to do things you loathe, you're deceiving your own bliss, like trading your dearest leisure activities for one's flash no revenue. As Marcus Aurelius once instructed, the joy concerning your life relies on the nature of your viewpoints. So when you end up obliged to act against your actual cravings, it's normal to feel a developing feeling of uneasiness, as though you're wandering from your own way. Yet now is the right time to break, liberated from this pattern of individuals satisfying rather than continuously saying okay. It's engaging to embrace the freeing wizardry of no recovering responsibility for time and decisions. Recollect, life isn't a phase where you're committed to perform for others' endorsement. It's about credibility, about remaining consistent with yourself in any event. While it's difficult, pay attention to your heart. On the off chance that something doesn't feel right, dare to step away. Your life is your own story to compose, not only a subplot in another person's account. You're the hero, the legend of your excursion, and now is the ideal time to hold on to the spotlight and live according to your own preferences. Number 8. Don't be constrained by the feeling of dread toward isolation. Pursuing choices driven by dread, particularly the anxiety toward isolation, is likened to picking a way indiscriminately, staggering through the murkiness without a directing light. When you let dread aid your decisions, you could end up in places you never planned to go. It's vital to perceive that isolation doesn't compare to depression. As the extraordinary scholar Aristotle once commented, realizing yourself is the start of all astuteness. Make a move to dive into the profundities of your being, embracing and praising your remarkable quintessence. Invest quality energy with yourself, valuing your own organization and finding the lavishness inside. By cultivating a profound association with yourself, you establish the groundwork for legitimate connections. When you decide to impart your life to somebody, it's not out of franticness to stay away